Hi, welcome back to our channel. Well, this is part 2 of the Maverick City Tiny Desk concert. If you haven't watched part 1, go check it out because Jaira's on there, and that's just you don't want to miss it. It's a masterclass in itself watching these people lead Jaira. So
let's keep going.
Let's do it.
Excited?
Lord, let your will be done on the earth as it is in heaven. Help us to love and see each other the way you love and see us. Come on.
My heart is always long for something more. I search the stars to knock on heaven's door. Creation grows through God to...
I just had to pause that because he does something naturally. What a lot of people have to be told, at least when I'm working with him. The R was right at the end. But it didn't sound like clipped. It didn't sound forced. You
still know it's door. Yeah.
Right? He's singing on the vowel, 99% of it. Yeah. And then the R happens right at the end.
Door. Creation grows through God to be revealed. And every wound we carry will be.
So you know that he's singing well because he has so much resonance and vibrance and a vibrato when he's up there.
Yeah.
Like there's so much going on. Like like resonance is the best word I can use because that's truly what's happening. Like it
cuts.
Yeah.
Cuts through.
I feel like it's a very big sound though for something that you don't expect because he has a pretty like low timbred voice, you know?
Yeah. Husky,
breathy. I'm struggling with words,
kind of
but
breathy. Yeah. Well, it's hard to describe. It's
hard to describe his voice.
Hard to describe.
But it's just really beautiful.
It's like how can you have be breathy and also have like cutting resonance?
Yeah, and vibrance.
That's why it doesn't make sense to us.
But I think that's why I feel like he's just doing a lot of the right things.
Yeah,
he's got the really great vowel placement. He's got some really good energy. Yeah. Like airflow. I mean, air and vowel. You guys know. 100%. I don't have to tell you. You know.
You know. You watched part 1.
If you know, you know.
Our eyes on the sun, your will be done. Thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory, forever and ever. You finish my story, we're singing freedom, our testimony, we'll be singing forever. We'll be singing forever.
I just want to acknowledge that choir's blend is so good. It sounds like one voice.
Yeah.
So like you know that they've worked on vowels and blending and like making sure that they are consistent with each other.
If you haven't watched our vowel video on how to blend, it's basically just the basic understanding of how two voices can sound the most unified.
Absolutely.
And it all has to do with vowel and dynamics, and it's not complicated.
It's simple. It's
simple, but it's not easy.
Yep.
So keep working on that.
Totally.
Beautiful each color that you made. Your love's the only remedy for hate. And you return to set the prisoners free. Till then your will on earth be done in me.
Oh my
That
gosh!
was really cool.
We have to listen to that line again.
For sure. That was the first time I've ever feel like I've heard her true head voice. Like, where she really just let it flip and kind of become more floaty.
Oh, yeah.
Normally it's still got like that
chesty
power.
Kind of power. Yeah. I loved how she flipped though.
Me too. It was so flawless.
It was really musical.
I would agree.
You return to set the prisoners free. Till then you're
free. So good.
Really, really nice.
Free. Oh.
And there's like a flutter.
Yeah.
That's good.
Ooh. When you think, this is one thing I think that she does really well, and a lot of people do well, is it sounds like they're kind of at the top of their range, and the fact that she is still moving around and being free and really dynamic and artistic with it means that she's just got she's comfortable there.
Yeah.
You know, it might be at closer to the top of the range of her full voice or chest voice or whatever you want to call it. But it's still where she lives. That she knows how to navigate. She knows her voice so well.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she also just gets out of the way. Like, this is something that we talk about all the time. She just lets her voice out. Lets her voice, you know, she doesn't try to control it. She just flows. She gives it air and lets it go.
Yeah, for sure.
My eyes on the sun, Lord, your will be done. Thine is the kingdom.
That's what I mean by no choices.
That was cool.
Your will be done. Oh, most people.
Lord, your will be done.
Your will be done, or something like that. That's where I thought she
I
was
don't
going.
know. I mean, it could be the melody.
Done. Your will be done. What?
What?
No choices are so.
Even look at her
cool.
face there.
My eyes on the sun.
She's tuning.
Lord, your will be done. Thine is the
So we gotta realize that God did not create our species to just exist. We were created to change things. We can change the environment around us. We don't have to wait for God to do all the work. He put the work inside of us. Can I get a witness? Come on. We show love to each other. We show change to each other. And that's when change creates change. Come on!
And if you ever wonder what heaven looks like, it's looking like me and you,
Ooh.
I think the other thing that
Looking like me and you.
I think the other thing that he does so very well is that support.
Yes.
Is that he's got the airflow on lock. Like he is sending his air nonstop. Like nothing's gonna stop his air, and I think that's part of like what we're hearing of this resistance.
Yeah.
But I also think that it's the only thing that's making it work so well.
I feel
is
like-
him having such strong support.
This is like probably way too deep, and like I'm really probably looking too far into it. I wonder if he has like a deviated septum or some sort of like actual like blockage in his nasal cavity,
Yeah.
because I feel like he's literally doing everything right. It just is the actual resonator is
Different.
blocked.
Yeah.
Is
We
how
had
it
a
seems.
friend in college who was like that.
Yeah.
You know, Brian. Yeah.
Oh,
Brian
yeah,
could
yeah.
not breathe through his nose and
Right.
stuff like that. And he said he would just send it all right here, and he was absolutely fabulous.
Phenomenal. But that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
it's just affecting the timbre of his voice.
Yeah.
Technically, like the technically, but not like
Technically.
the
Technology.
No. Nope. Nope. I feel like his technique is so on point. He is using incredible breath support. His vowels are, I feel like they're perfect. And it still has a little bit of like coverage. Is that the right word?
I think it's muscle. So like there's
think
the
he's
other
using muscle?
Yeah, so we always say air and vowel, and he's got those two things. What I think he's doing is he's holding on.
You think so? I feel like he's not, but what do I know?
I think he's just sending his air past it. Like he's pushing. He's got, you know, this kind of locked down, but he's pushing through it.
It's really interesting.
It's really interesting.
Seems like an anomaly.
Yeah. I love his voice though.
Me too. I love it.
And if you ever question what heaven sounds like, just let it fill the room. Come on, y'all, say, if you ever wonder what heaven looks like, it's looking like me,
So Brandon like flipped, right? He
Yeah.
went to a falsetto, tornado, falsetto, stiletto. Words that rhyme.
You're having a tough time.
He flipped to his falsetto, will you just play that line again?
Yes.
Ultimately, I want to compare Chandler Moore singing it and Brandon Lake singing it, because this is what we do.
And if you ever question what heaven sounds like, just let it feel the room. Come on, y'all, say, if you ever wondered, what heaven looks like, it's looking like me, it's looking like me, just look around.
Oh, it's looking like me and you. So Brandon Lake flipped, right? And he did this like falsetto, light and airy thing. I think it was a choice.
Sure.
And then Chandler Moore comes in and is like singing at full voice, and it literally sounds like a different melody. Like it sounds lower.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, this is how you show the physics of sound, right? His resonator, his instrument, is literally different.
Yeah.
Like what he is doing, they're both singing the same melody line. They're singing in the same register.
Yeah.
But Brandon Lake, when he flipped up and it was in his head voice, it still had more resonance than Chandler when he was singing full voice. Did you notice that? Do you know what I mean? Or no?
Yeah, I just don't know if I
Agree? That's
agree about him
That's
having
fine if
more
you're wrong.
resonance.
It's fine.
Um,
Really?
more?
Sounded louder.
I felt like Brandon Lake got quiet.
I still feel like resonance-wise, it sounded fuller to me.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just my ear. I think for me, I just can't get over the fact that Chandler has this, like, I'm going to call it muted. I feel like he has a muted tone.
And we all have the same parts. Like that's always what interests me, is that, you know,
But
we're
they
all
are- yeah.
all of our voices work the same.
Function
we have
the same.
vocal folds that flap together.
Yes.
We have a sinus cavity, and we make vowels with our mouths. You know,
Right.
it's all
We
the
have a
same
head,
pieces. We have a
chest,
head. You know, we are, you know, sound vibrates through all that kind of stuff. And so to me, it's always like, you know, those are the same parts.
But they're all highly unique, though.
But they're all
because
highly
my
unique and super
is
different.
different than yours,
Yeah.
and theirs are different than each other, and
Yeah.
yours are different than theirs. You know what I mean? They're all highly unique.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever question what heaven sounds like, just let it feel the room.
If you ever wonder what heaven looks like,
Another thing I want to say, I know we keep talking about this, but she cuts through, right? Her
Yeah.
voice cuts through. His falls and kind of blends in.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
Chandler's voice blends in a little bit.
Yeah.
This is like,
He's not as like
It's
cutting
just-
and
yeah.
vibrant, I
Right.
guess I would say, as hers.
and none of this is to say his is less and hers is more. Any of
It's
that.
like saying
We're-
different colors.
It's
Like blue is
literally like different
not
colors.
better than yellow. Like they're different colors.
That is the best analogy I've ever heard. Man, you're on a roll
So
today with that. You're
smart.
smart.
And handsome, strong
said
too.
that.
Wow, 6-pack? Yes. Also yes.
Wow.
It's not.
Yes.
I
It's
don't.
not, I
That's why I
don't.
wear black.
That's why we're wearing. Yeah. That's what you see from here.
That's right. That's right. That's right. We strategically placed this
Place
camera.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just needed to point that out. Like, you literally hear her so clearly over the.
And that's why I think we specifically gravitate to her so much.
But I'm fascinated by.
But
his voice.
Chandler is amazing.
So
Yeah,
good.
And
Okay.
so is Brandon, of
Yeah.
course. Everybody.
Oh,
I
everyone's
love
got
it. I love it. I love it.
me and you, me and you, me and you, if you ever question what heaven sounds like, just let it feel the room.
He's coming, he's coming. Help me say, he's coming, he's coming. Thy kingdom come, and it's here right now. He's coming, he's coming. He's coming, he's coming. He's
One, two, three. Put your hands together, come on. Like you in black church. Come on, sing. Come on, NPR, come on. Come on, say it again. I want y'all to
Love it.
Feel the room, feel. That vowel, sorry.
Yeah. People talk about runs all the time. Naomi had, and like, at least this is my belief, I think people practice certain stuff and then they keep stuff in their pocket. It's just how guitar players have the same lick that they work in different ways.
Yep.
And it's just a thing that they practice.
I agree.
Just like they feel the room.
Yeah.
She does that like 3 times.
Yeah.
And she does it at different times too. Do 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 do.
Yep.
Feel the room. It's stuff like that I think makes people go, oh my gosh, you can do runs so well. When it's really like it's just a sequence that you've practiced upon.
Right.
And
well, and I think it goes
quickly.
along with technique, right? Like you have technique that you think you don't have to think about in the moment. You have these ornamentations and things like that you've also done a lot or are kind of in your pocket and then you can apply. You know what I mean?
Anywhere you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I just think that runs are difficult, but they're not as complicated as people might think.
Right. There's definitely,
This is called a CD. Can you say it with me, kids? CD. It's out now. Also on platforms. Oh yeah, you can scream it too. Whatever that means. Whatever that means. Yes. Is that it? That's it. Thank y'all.
Wow.
Wow.
So happy. I love that. One of my favorite things about this channel is that when we are trying to break stuff down for other people, we're also learning so much ourselves.
Absolutely. Oh, every time.
Every single time.
Yes, for sure.
And I just, listening to Naomi and Chandler and Brandon and that whole choir make me so excited to be able to lead worship and just sing.
Yeah.
And it's just such a fun thing that we get to do is not only sing, but use that in church.
Yeah. Well, and I think that the cool part is when you when we're taking time to kind of like take apart other people doing this thing, obviously when you're leading worship, you're doing it for a purpose and it's not a performance. That's not at all what we're talking about, or that's not how we're trying to receive it. I think what we're trying to do is take it a step further in our own practice, right? In our own worship leading, in our own, even performing, like whatever you're doing with singing, you're trying to get better, right?
Yep.
And so we're trying to take these examples of people doing things so well at like a high level, and how can we take what they're doing and get better and do better and be better and like give better, right? Like that's it's serve better. Yes. And I think that goes for if you're using it for worship or just for singing. Either way, like music is something that you give, right? That's something that we're giving to people who are receiving it. And so I just love these videos. I love watching other singers. I love seeing how other people are using their craft and using their instrument so that I can use my instrument better, because I think that's how we learn. That's how we grow.
100%.
And I think it's great. I love it.
Love it.
Awesome.
If you like this video, please give it a like. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. We make new videos like this every week. We're going to dive more into worship because it's so near and dear to our hearts and our passions. And I think that, from the Lion video, there's a lot of people out there who are also interested in diving into how to serve better, how to sing better, how to lead better. So we hope that we can help you in that journey. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll see you soon.